Nairobi has seen massive growth in the recent years. Projects like Nairobi Expressway and the GTC have hugely changed the skyline of Nairobi. Today, I want us to talk about another major project that is about to be undertaken here in Kenya, and that's the Nairobi-Mombasa Expressway, also known as USAHIHI. Now, what is USAHIHI? How much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? Find all these answers in our sit-down with Ambassador Kyle McCarter, Everstrong partner and USAHIHI chairman. Karibu sana, Mr. Kyle. Welcome to Dolphin 254. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Of course. I am now with Everstrong Capital as a partner,
Yes.
But my story goes back a long ways. I came to Kenya in 1987, and doing development work, built a medical clinic, a children's home, and a school. And as they say, Kenya gets in your blood, and you can't get it out. And so I'm very happy to have been married 40 years to a wonderful lady who's got. I've got 2 children and 5 grandchildren, and been in politics many years. I was 8 years as an MCA, 10 years as an Illinois state senator, and 2 years as the U.S. ambassador to Kenya. And so that was from 2019 to 2021. Right after that, I decided that I needed to do something that would be a legacy project for Kenya. And that's why we're here today, to talk about USAHIHI. So I joined Everstrong Capital, and with the founder, Phil Dyke, who has a 30-year history of building infrastructure projects like this. He and I came together to launch USAHIHI, the Nairobi-Mombasa Expressway.
Wow. Now, who are Everstrong? Are there any other projects you're doing in Africa?
Absolutely. Everstrong started in 2015, came to Kenya to make its home base here. The founder, Mr. Phil Dyke, started the company after a long, successful career in infrastructure, building power plants and roads in Europe and the US. But he came with a desire to make an impact in Africa. And so in 2015, started investing in power projects, wind, and gas, and geothermal, and even some telecommunications. And so Everstrong has been investing in many different ways. But now our primary focus is on what we think is the biggest and best project that we can be involved in for Kenya, and that's USAHIHI.
Why USAHIHI?
Why? Because we believe that if you're going to do something good for the country, why wouldn't you address that culture of corruption? And how do you do that? I mean, how do you do that? Do you just put a sign up that says this is a corruption-free zone, and does it magically happen? We know it doesn't. We know it doesn't. I believe that you need to demonstrate how you do things correctly. And if you do that, it'll change the culture, it'll change the country, and it'll be a project, if done correctly, USAHIHI, that we can all look to and say, this is the new way forward. So we are currently in the development phase of the projects. We're doing a very detailed feasibility study, traffic studies, we're doing environmental studies, we'll be engaging with the public, with all the stakeholders, making sure everyone is taken care of in this corridor. And so we expect to finish all of our studies and the technical work, the design of the highway, everything that's, we're going to design this to where it's good for the people around the highway and good for even the environment. And so we expect that our feasibility study should be complete, and we should have all of the funding ready to start by the 3rd quarter of next year, 2025.
Okay, so let's talk about the budget and funding. What is the expected budget for the project?
The complete cost of this is right around $3.5 billion US. as we go out for tender to our contractors, we expect we're going to save some money here and there and lower the cost as much as we can. Because when we lower the cost, we lower the toll.
Oh, okay.
And so our goal is to make this affordable for Kenyans and affordable for the Kenyan government.
Yeah.
The number one feature about this road is the road pays for itself.
Yeah,
We're not asking the government of Kenya to put this on their balance sheet. We're not asking them to take debt. We're doing this to where it's good for Kenya and it's good for the Kenyan people.
Okay. Are there any financial challenges you faced so far?
Hey, $3.5 billion is a lot of money. However, we have a lot of support. We have the United States Development Finance Corporation and the US Exim Import Bank that are committing a lot of funds for this. And we have international investors behind Everstrong that are investing a tremendous amount of the money.
Okay.
But the one feature that's unique about this road is that the Kenyan pension funds, local banks, insurance companies, and individuals are coming together for an infrastructure bond to be a very large percentage of this, as much as $1 billion US. And that's unique for any project like this. We always think, well, Africa they need help, they need assistance. Not necessarily. I mean, this is the opportunity for Kenya to lead the way and prove by example with this expressway how they can invest in projects like this themselves. And that's really the way it should be. Kenya and the rest of Africa should not just be beneficiaries of aid. They really ultimately should be the benefactors and the ones that invest in themselves and then help other people. The main feature is the Kenyan pension funds coming together and the local investors in Kenya for as much as $1 billion in an infrastructure bond. And so this has rarely been done in all of Africa. And so this will be a first, and we think this will be the way forward in the future. The environmental impact of this project is extremely important to us. Mainly, one of the main reasons is because it goes through one of our treasured assets here in Kenya, which is the Tsavo Park.
Oh, yeah.
And so specifically in that area, even though the alignment of the highway is separate from the existing road, in most cases, it's a separate alignment. We're not redoing the old road. We're coming outside of that and making a full new 4 to 6 lane dual carriage, modern state-of-the-art highway.
So this is a separate road?
It is a separate road. However, when we go through Tsavo, we're keeping the existing road so that we don't disturb the environment. The unique feature about this, however, is that we're studying the migration patterns of the animals. And where they cross the roads, we're actually building animal overpasses. So the road goes down below and the landscape stays the same so that the animals have line of sight in their migration and we don't disturb them. We don't make them go under a big bridge or a big tower as in with the SGR. They can naturally move across and they'll be able to move across that road in Tsavo to where we're going to prevent the loss of a lot of animals' lives. I mean, even now in anywhere 50 to 75 zebra, even elephants during the year are killed. And we think we're not just, it's not that we're not going to disturb the environment, we're going to enhance the environment with the way that we're building this across Tsavo. We're also going to have wildlife lookouts in those areas where people can pull off the highway, have a nice picnic lunch, clean bathrooms, watch the animals, and then move on their way towards Mombasa or back to Nairobi. So we've also got a climate study that's being done. And so the way that we build this with the materials that we use, the way the water is directed and run off in proper ways, we're being very sensitive to this because, Kenya, this is one of the features of Kenya is our national parks. And we have to protect them, and not only protect them, we want to enhance them. And we want to enhance tourism to where it's easy for them to fly into Nairobi, get into Tsavo, enjoy themselves, even get down to Mombasa, and then come back around for a wonderful vacation. And we think this is going to enhance tourism and increase tourism in Kenya.
That will be really amazing.
Yeah. Again, the way that we build this is important. We're focused on quality. We're focused on safety. We're not just choosing the low bid as far as the contractors. We're picking the most responsible. We're picking companies that have a worldwide reputation as being the tier one best in the industry as far as building roads that meet our high quality standards. We're using AASHTO standards for the actual design and build of the road, which is the US standard. So we're meeting Kenya standards and superseding those in many cases.
Maybe you talk about community impact and engagement.
It's important how we address the community, because this is not just it's our intention here not for us to be successful as a company, although we will succeed and we'll build the brand name of Everstrong in the future. But it's important that we have the community with us as we do this. That I tell people that this is a road that's not that this road is going to be invested in by Kenyans, built by Kenyans, and owned by Kenyans. You see, at the end of at the end of 30 years, this concession, this road turns over to Kenya and is in a prime asset for Kenya in the future. And so we have to do it together. We'll succeed together at this, and that's why our teams that go out to speak to people in the corridor, we have a high standard for them as to how they address our stakeholders with respect and fairness, and not only just acquiring the land and making a transaction, but involving those people in the project, in employment, and the economic development of that corridor in the future. We want them to succeed in the future with us.
So far, have you had any issues with the land acquisition?
Well, land acquisition is a very challenging thing in Kenya, as you know. But this is, by the way, this is one of the things that we've committed to do. We're spending our money to acquire the land in the right of way, as well as the economic development areas in the corridor. I tell people that this is a wealth corridor that just happens to have a road going down the middle of it, because the road carries the people, but the people will make this corridor prosperous. And so there's going to be so many opportunities at one of those 14 exits along this highway to where people can do more than they're doing today. And so we believe that anyone that's doing business in that corridor today is going to be doing exponentially more in the future once we get the road built.
Wow. So what are the traffic management measures or plans that you have during the construction of the road? So
we don't have as much of a challenge there, because we're building a separate alignment. And so we're not, if we had chosen to redo the new road, I think it would have been a 10-year jam.
I know.
and that was one of the things we didn't want. We didn't want a 10-year jam. And so even in Saba, where we use the same road, we'll be constructing next to the road, and then once that's finished, we'll bring the traffic to the new road, and then we'll go to the old road. So we don't expect that kind of any kind of traffic management challenges like that.
What are you planning to do with the old road now that maybe after finishing the new road?
The old road will remain the alternative for people that choose not to pay the toll. So people will have a choice. And they can stay on the old road and go at the slower speeds, and or they can go to the new road and do 120 kilometers an hour and decrease their time from 10 and a half hours to about 4.5 hours from Nairobi to Mombasa.
And any plans to maybe renovate the old road after you are done?
The old road will remain
the same?
No, the old road will remain the responsibility of Kenha. However, the new road will be completely our responsibility to keep
okay.
it paved, to keep it clean, to make sure if there's any accidents, those accidents are taken off the road. We'll have CCTV throughout, so we'll have eyes on that road, and to make it, we want this to be the safest road in Africa. Right now, it's one of the most dangerous roads in Africa.
Yes,
and we want to flip that around and make this the safest, fastest way from the capital to the coast.
Oh, that's nice. So what are the innovative technologies or methods being used to make sure there's efficiency of construction?
So we expect to bring in a tremendous amount of new Caterpillar equipment from the U.S. That's one of the things that the U.S. is investing in Kenya. And that will include other equipment like state-of-the-art paving machines to where our highway design will be imported directly to the machines and gives it the levels that are required to construct the pavement. I mean, that's a new thing for Kenya.
Yes.
And if there's any new technology, whether it be in tolling or construction, we're focusing on that new technology.
What message do you have to my viewers? I know Team Dolphin 254 will want to know. Maybe you tell them something.
You know, I think the public-private partnerships for Kenya in the future, we know they're under quite a lot of scrutiny right now. And that's okay for us because we believe that we're going to be the most transparent project that Kenya's ever had. As you know, being from the U.S., there's a demand upon myself and my partners to follow the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. And the truth is, if something goes wrong here, I can go to jail. And I don't plan on going to jail. I plan on spending the rest of my life with my grandkids and my wife. But it's important that we do this correctly. We can't cut corners. We can't take shortcuts. And really, Kenya deserves a project to this standard. And you say, well, why isn't it going quicker? The reason is because we're taking every specific step that's outlined in the PPP law. We're not, there's no brown envelopes here. Everything is above board. And it's important that we demonstrate that you can succeed by doing things correctly. And I believe that's the legacy part of this project. And that's why we have local Kenyans and investors that want to be part of this. Even if they can put in a little bit, they want to be part of it because, one time a friend of mine, I asked him to invest in one of my companies and he didn't invest. And I said, why? Later on, I asked him, I said, I made a lot of money in this company. Why didn't you invest? He said, because I like real estate and I just like seeing what I own. This is a project that Kenyans will be able to see, touch, feel, ride, and it's theirs. And they'll know exactly where the investment went and what the investment is created and the opportunity it will create in this wealth corridor for people to succeed. And that's why I believe this is different. It's not what we're building, but it's how we're building it and then why we're building it. And so as a demonstration of the new way,
USAHIHI. The new way, USAHIHI.
Yes.
Now, when should this project materialize? When
well,
should we expect
we believe
it to
mid next year we'll start breaking ground. And
by mid next year?
Mid next year. And we're excited about it. Again, we can't cut any corners, so we'll have everything signed and T's crossed and I's dotted. And once we do, we can give our contractors the notice to proceed. And you'll see lots of yellow equipment moving earth. And it'll take us about 3 to 4 years to finish.
Oh, 3 to 4 years.
We'll have 5 different contractors in 5 different sections of the road doing everything at once. And so you'll see a section to Konza, and then you'll see one, in fact, at Mariakani, you'll see even a new city that will pop up from there. And you'll see economic zones throughout and 14 exits, and there'll be a tremendous amount of potential for new businesses along this.
Wow. This is a very ambitious project in Kenya.
It is, but it's
We can't wait to see it materialize, actually. So thank you so much. It was nice meeting you. The information you've shared here to Team Dolphin 254 is something else, because I know most of my viewers will want to know about the USAHIHI, the Nairobi-Mombasa Expressway, and what it's all about. So guys, I think you heard from the horse's mouth. Thank you so much for sharing this important message to
and
my
people.
people.
Can keep up with us on USAHIHI.com and our social media. You'll see as we move along how things are proceeding. We want you to keep an eye on us, and because we don't mind being watched. We're going to be transparent, and I think everyone will be excited about the outcome of this project.
I'm also looking forward to document like the construction process from the beginning to the end.
Well, one of my goals has been to have a live feed on the construction. And I think it would be a good thing. It'd be the first time ever to have eyes on the project as we move along. And it'd be better to see it happening in real time than to go back later. As we see now, we had people going around looking at projects after the fact. We want to be in real time showing what's really happening and the good that's coming to Kenya.
Thank you so much for watching us till this far. If you loved the interview, let me know at the comment section below. Let me know also what you feel we've not covered that you'll want to hear in maybe our next interviews. So thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Till next time. Bye-bye. And remember to subscribe. Tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Asante sana. Do you know Swahili?
Kidogo sana.
Kidogo sana.